Shri Kashyapa Prajapati got of his wife Diti 2 sons named Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu and a daughter named Simhika. Of these two, Hiranyaksha got boons from Shri Brahma and roamed about as a very valiant hero, destroying everything on earth and, finally, pulling down the earth to the depths of the ocean. Shri Mahavishnu then incarnated as Shri Varaha, a boar, and after killing Hiranyaksha lifted the earth from the ocean and put it in its original position. Hiranyakashipu became very angry at Shri Mahavishnu for killing his brother and with a view to wreaking vengeance on him, performed penance to propitiate Shri Brahma. When the emperor of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, thus went to the forests for performing penance, the Devas attacked the land of the demons. A great fight ensued in which the Devas were defeated. While fleeing away thus, Shri Indra took away Kayadhu, wife of Hiranyakashipu, by force. Sage Narada, who heard the moanings of the poor woman under the clutches of Shri Indra, got her released from Indra's hold. For some time, she stayed in the ashrama of Shri Narada worshipping him. Kayadhu was pregnant then. Shri Narada taught the child in Kayadhu's womb lessons in Vedas, moral philosophy, duty and spiritual knowledge. When Hiranyakashipu returned after his penance, Kayadhu joined him and very soon gave birth to a son. That boy was Shri Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu begot of Kayadhu 5 sons, Prahlada, Samhlada, Anulada, Sibi and Baskala. Shri Prahlada got 3 sons named Virochana, Kumbha and Nikumbha. The celebrated emperor Shri Mahabali was the son of Virochana. Bana was the son of Shri Mahabali. Usha, daughter of Bana, was married to Shri Anirudh, son of Shri Pradyumna and grandson of Shri Krishna. Chapter 65, Adi Power, Chapter 19, Agni Purana, Chapter 15, Amsa 1, Shri Vishnu Purana and 7th Skanda, Shri Bhagavata Mahapurana. Hiranyakashipu decided to make Shri Prahlada an instrument to wreak vengeance on Shri Mahavishnu. Entrusting the education of his son to able preceptors, he instructed that the boy should never mutter Narayane Nama, but should on the other hand, mutter Hiranyai Nama only. Not only that, he wiped out the name of Shri Narayana from the land altogether. Shri Prahlada stayed in the house of the preceptor and studied his lessons. One day, Shri Prahlada went to see his father along with his preceptor. Hiranyakashipu was drunk then. Shri Prahlada went and prostrated before his father and Hiranyakashipu lifting the boy up from ground and asked him with affection to repeat to him all the good things he had learned so far and Shri Prahlada quickly repeated, thus, I bow down to Shri Mahavishnu, the root cause of all things seen and unseen, the protector of this visible universe, who is without beginning, center and end and who is without origin, growth and decay. The words of Shri Prahlada struck his father like a thunderbolt. With his lips trembling with anger, Hiranyakashipu stared with his blood-red eyes at the preceptor. The frightened guru, again and again, submitted that he had never taught him any of the kind the boy had repeated before his father. Then, who must have taught him those things? The emperor inquired. Then, Shri Prahlada said that all those things were put into his mind by Shri Mahavishnu himself. A hot discussion, then, took place between Shri Prahlada and his father and in the end, Hiranyakashipu ordered the preceptor to take away Shri Prahlada and make another earnest attempt to correct him and bring him round to the emperor's liking. Shri Prahlada stayed for another period with the Guru, serving him with devotion and studying well. After a long time, Shri Prahlada was again taken before his father and the latter, as before, asked him to repeat what he had studied so far. To the shocking disappointment of Hiranyakashipu, Shri Prahlada again repeated verses in praise of Shri Mahavishnu. The emperor's rage knew no bounds and he ordered his men to kill his son. Chapter 17, Amsa 1, Shri Vishnu Purana. On hearing the order of Hiranyakashipu, many armed soldiers surrounded Shri Prahlada. Shri Prahlada addressed them, thus, O Daityas, demons, Shri Mahavishnu resides in your weapons, in you all and in me also. Since that is the real truth, your weapons will not injure me. The Daityas struck him hard with their weapons, but Shri Prahlada did not feel pain at all. Hiranyakashipu then sent thousands of poisonous serpents led by great ones like Taksaka. When they started thrusting their venomous fangs into his body, Sri Prahlada stood cheerfully meditating on Sri Mahavishnu and he did not even feel the bitings. On the other hand, the fangs of the serpents dropped out from their mouths and the gems on the heads of the big ones burst out and all the snakes felt sorry for their action. Hiranyakashipu then sent the Astadagahas, the 8 elephants who bear the burden of this earth, to kill Sri Prahlada. The huge animals, bigger than the biggest of mountains, threw the boy to the ground and struck him with their long and pointed tusks. Sri Prahlada lay meditating on Sri Mahavishnu and the tusks that hit the body of Sri Prahlada were broken to bits. Sri Prahlada was then thrown into a pit of fire. But the wind-blown ferocious fire was not able to burn him, and as he lay in the fire pit meditating on Sri Mahavishnu, he felt he was lying on a bed of lotuses. When things progressed so far, the astonished priests of the palace advised the emperor to put a stop to torturing Sri Prahlada. Their consoling words alleviated his rage and he sent Sri Prahlada again to his guru for another term of study. He stayed with his guru and continued his studies. Whenever he got leisure, he taught the other students of the asrama lessons in Vishnu Maga. Hiranyakashipu was informed of this and obeying orders from him the asuras, demons, gave poison to Sri Prahlada. That, too, was of no avail. The royal priests got angry and they created a devil as ferocious as the flames of fire. The devil with mighty thumpings on earth dashed towards Sri Prahlada and hit him on his chest with his spike. The spike broke into pieces and the devil, turning back, cursed the priests. Then, the Daitya Raja, Demon King, took him to the top of a mountain 24 miles high and pushed him down. From there, the boy fell down meditating on Sri Mahavishnu and the goddess of earth received him with extended hands and prevented a painful impact with the ground. The father became furious and sent Sambarasura to kill his son. Sambara tried many magical attacks. Sri Prahlada, without any ill feeling towards Sambara, sat meditating on Sri Mahavishnu and then, Sri Vishnu sent his Sri Sudarsana Chakra against the demon and he was forced to retreat. Then, by orders from Hiranyakashipu the wind god entered the body of Sri Prahlada. Sri Prahlada knew it and he sat meditating on Sri Vishnu in the latter, entering the body of Sri Prahlada, drank the air inside him. When Hiranyakashipu was defeated in all his attempts to kill Sri Prahlada, he sent his son again to his guru. Then, the preceptor taught him everything that was needed for a king and also the science of justice, written by Sri Shukracharya. When Sri Prahlada completed his education and the guru felt the boy had become humble, he took him back to Hiranyakashipu. More Part 2.